Hello, from time to time I'm trying to find models that can suit not only audiophiles or those who need just a perfect sonic performance, but for wider audience. And today for review I've got such a model. It's a Takstar TS-450M. As you can see, it's a full-size headphones with boom microphone. Usually such models are promoted as gaming ones, but this one is lacking some LEDs to be called gaming, so Takstar decided to call this multimedia headphone. And usage is like multimedia electrified education, strange way of naming that, audio service station, TV program host, personal entertainment. So basically it's a pretty universal model for those who need more or less good microphone. Their price is about not 400 of course, their price is about $58. Of $400 will be too much for them. And basically let's have a closer look. So package is simple, just regular cardboard. They named some features: 40mm PET diaphragm dynamic driver. On the back side, didn't they put technical specifications? No, they didn't. But if I remember right, it's 24 ohms of impedance and 96 or 97 decibels of sensitivity. And inside of the box, let's open it carefully. There is some kind of manual. And just headphones themselves. Also they included extension cord for cable that can be also used as an adapter for the computer. If your computer doesn't support 4-pole single-ended jack, you can use two separate ones. So here are headphones themselves. Let's zoom in a little bit and take a closer look. So of course, mainly they are made of plastic, they are really lightweight, pretty comfortable in wearing, clamping force is adjusted properly, they sit pretty well on head, ear pads are not super soft, so they are okay, but I've definitely seen softer ones. They are pretty comfortable in terms of regular wearing, but probably one time per 2 hours you'll need to make some breaks because they have closed back. They are closed back, and your ears will be noticeably overheating. They have this soft head pad, and they distribute load pretty evenly. You can see they are made of plastic, almost no metal in the construction. I'm not sure how durable this plastic will be after a long time of usage, but currently they seem to be built pretty nicely. They have even that numbers and scale, so you can adjust their size evenly. Here is the microphone. It can be freely rotated, and as you can see, if you raise it up, it should be muted. Not sure is it working, but if it pictured, it probably should. It's located on the flexible rod, so you can adjust it, move it closer to your mouth, and actually it's the main secret of good quality microphone. Almost any microphone will be at least acceptable if you move it closer to your mouth. And it's covered with foam to use as a pop filter, to be used as a pop filter. It probably can be removed. Yeah, it can, so you can do that, but actually it won't be a good idea. So cable is regular, it's 1.5 meter length if I remember right, just regular cable that is commonly used in such headphones. So in terms of build, and overall quality, of course, it's just about average, but for this price I think it's something that we can expect, and it's typical for inexpensive headphones. But at least they are comfortable in everyday wearing, and you can wear them easily for quite a long periods of time. Here is a traditional microphone test, recording this part of the video using the TS-450M microphone. Headphones are on my head. I moved microphone close to my mouth, and of course I won't apply any gain correction or equalization, so you can compare it with traditional sound of my Rode microphone and get an idea of how their microphones sound. Also, I checked this feature with microphone muting by rotating it upwards, and it's working indeed. And of course about the sound. So I even burned them in for about 40 hours. I didn't expect any changes in sound, and it didn't happen, but I was curious, like, maybe it could be some miracle and they will change something. But let's have a player on the table and let's talk about their sound. And in terms of sound, they positively surprised me. Once again, as it common with Takstar, by looking at them and by analyzing their price, I've expected something cheap, something boomy, something spoiled with a distortion of that thin plastic cups, but actually it didn't happen. Of course, it's not some kind of audiophile masterpiece. This model costs less than $60. Sometimes you can get them for about 50 or so, especially on different sales and so on. But it's pretty well balanced sound that you can definitely enjoy. It's not some depth of audiophile refinement, technicality, something like that. No, it's not. But at the same time, this model doesn't have some, huge issues. Takstar listed on their official site frequency response chart, and it was pretty linear. And actually, this model sounds this way. Let's talk about that step by step. So, bass is natural. Goes pretty deep, slightly accented, but not too much. So surprise number one, it's not bass heavy model. So if you're looking for something super bassy with super weighty low frequencies, no, it's not the case. Takstar has some models, I don't remember, I reviewed some time ago, HD 2000 if I remember right. For those who need a lot of low frequencies, they position that model as DJ headphones, but this one is more refined, and they have enough of bass for me, but not for those who need super accented low frequencies. Resolution is normal, so even a bit higher than I expect for this price tire. Of course, there is still some resonance of these plastic cups, it's present, so don't expect some super finely tuned small details, but at the same time textures are normal, and the instrument that goes to the low frequency domain sounds pretty nice. And as an example, I've got Prodigy Breeze. So these headphones lacking a bit of additional weight for this track, but at the same time, thanks to normal depth and good control of low frequencies, they don't dominating over the mids, and they don't sound too bassy, too veiled or something like that, and they have normal punch. So if you have a lot of such music, you'll probably need something bassy, but if you prefer quality over quantity, it's a good choice in this price tire. At the same time, they don't lacking bass. For me they have normal amount of bass. I'm just trying to say that for those who need big bass, it's not a good choice. But if you need the normal amount of low frequencies, they definitely will deliver that. Mids are a bit on the warmer side, thanks that bass is controlled well. It's almost not bleeding onto mids, and for me it's a great achievement actually for an inexpensive model. Resolution is okay, not great, but on the 10-point scale, it's somewhere 6 or 7, somewhere there. They have normal amount of details and so on. Means are a bit on the warmer side, but not too much, not too veiled, so they don't sound aggressive, but not sound super sharp. They're pretty forgiving for the quality of records, of course. They have normal weight for the vocal and instruments. They have okay dynamics and emotions, but they should be present in the record because they won't try to highlight anything. Imaginary stage is about average in width and in depth, maybe slightly below average, but for the inexpensive closed back headphones I think it's normal result. And as an example for the mid frequencies, I've got Nirvana, Come As You Are, definitely not the audiophiliac record, but let's be honest, this model won't be used for the audiophiliac listening, and such music will be more common in them. And they are good, they have enough of details to represent guitar, vocal and percussion, and they have slight boost in the treble area to tickle you with that percussions, but more on the high frequencies right now. So treble is slightly accented, but it's not too sharp, at least to my ears, at my scale of sharpness. Of course, it's lacking, if I look at these headphones from the $1,000 perspective or even $300 perspective, the treble here lacks extension, lacks a bit of refinement, lacks proper attacks and decays, lacks layering, but at the same time it's not sound too metallic, it's not sound too sharp, and what is good for me, it's not veiled or not totally devastated in order to create comfortable sound. So treble here is at least present, and basic tones are played nicely, and basic overtones are also present in the mix, and this headphones does that. Not 100% natural, but not super artificial or super colored like I've expected for the plastic cups. And as an example for the treble, I've got Scott Bradley, Postmodern Jukebox, Live on Mars, really gorgeous cover of Bowie's classics, and they have nice percussions, like it's common in jazz-like genres, and this model plays it nicely. Not 100% natural, but pretty good. In terms of pairing, of course, they are created to be universal. They require a bit of additional power, but vast majority of smartphones and computers will deliver that okay. So don't, maybe only the weakest smartphones won't deal with them. But at the same time, almost all good sources will be okay. But their main usage scenario, of course, tablets, smartphones, and so on. Speaking about the conversions, actually in this price range, I can recall only Superlux, what is the correct way of pronouncing them, 668B. They are sharper, they have a bit more accented treble and a bit more focus on the micro detalization, and at the same time sharper. They probably can be called a bit more audiophiliac, but this model will suit more tastes of non-audiophiles. And also Takstar have their own models, High 2050 and Pro 82, but Pro 82 bit more natural, bit more detailed, but they lacking that microphone and they cost more expensive. And High 2050 I don't have for quite a long time, so I won't compare them. To summarize everything, so pretty good value. This model delivers really good value. They have a microphone, you've heard its quality. They have normal sound, so like a model to use during conferences for casual music listening when you're working or something like that. If you don't go into that audiophilia, it's a pretty solid choice that will give you a lot of joy and entertainment. Thank you for listening, thank you for your attention, and of course have a nice day.